So everyone, the Outside World project is complete. So I'm going to show you all what the outside world is like. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So before we start, I'm just going to show you all some transit lines that have a lot of different corridors. So first is the Atlantic Avenue corridor and the Rockaway Park corridor, which runs between Woodhaven Boulevard between Woodhaven Boulevard and Broad Channel, not Channel, or whatever. Where they split at Howard Beach JFK, and then the D and J continue on. I believe the C terminates at Woodhaven too. No, the C does not. I was wrong. The C goes over here. And the C runs... I'm going to talk about the C. So the C runs between 136th Street to 218th Street in Manhattan via the Atlantic Avenue line. So that's rapid. Two lines converge. This is the Logan Street Conduit Avenue. This is where they split, and the line only consists of two lines. The Z train running express and the A train making local stops. And then this is where it becomes much more rapid, is the line along Atlantic Avenue after Barclays Center, because this is the biggest hub. Going through here are the A, C, M, Q, R, Z, 7T, and a custom line called the MJ that I made. Actually, it's not fictional, it was a real line, but I made it for better use. The MJ runs between Holland Hook, Staten Island, and Bloomfield, not Holland Hook, and Barclays Center. Show you all some more. Another probably the biggest one is the First Avenue line. Between United Nations and 23rd Street, with trains making local stops at 30th and 37th Streets. Being served by the 1, 2, 6, and K. There's the 11. So there's the K, the 6, and I think the 10 runs express. Some of them... No, the 10 runs that way. But anyways, y'all can see this is the 7 line, which runs between Jamaica and Times Square 42nd Street via 8th Avenue, via 8th Avenue, Hudson Street, Trinity Place, Atlantic Avenue, then Flatbush, Flatbush kind of south to Prospect Park, turns onto... What avenue is this? I think this is Lefferts Avenue. Yes, I think I was right. It is Lefferts. There is also the Bedford Avenue line, which runs the L and 5 along. And then the 7 makes all local stops between makes all local stops between Cooper Avenue and Times Square 42nd Street, but when it runs via the 9 between 138th Street and Cooper Avenue, it runs express. The 9 makes solo stops. The 9 makes not solo stops. What am I saying? Local stops at 125th Street, Leopards Boulevard, not oddly. 70th Avenue, 72nd Avenue, and Union Turnpike. And the 7 runs south to Villa Village to Forest Park and Cypress and to New York Avenue, which is near where Broadway Junction is currently located. And then there's the Broadway line, which services the D and 4, and then the V then becomes more populated out of Hughes Street with the D, 4, W, 12, and V. And I'll show you all a little bit how it is out here. Another one is the Linden Boulevard line. That has the 3, which runs between... I'm going to show you all the 3, which runs between Washington Avenue, 14th Street, Washington Avenue. Well, Washington Avenue is the stop to Howard Beach JFK Airport via 14th Street, Cooper Union, the Manhattan Bridge, so the North Flatbush Avenue line. Actually, no, it runs on its own separate bridge. Via, East Broadway, via Red Hook, makes local stops, runs along 9th Street, then, 15th Street to Bartle Pritchard Square. That's where 15th Street Prospect Park is in real life. Turns off of Linden at Caton Avenue, turns to Church, then runs back onto Caton, and then eventually turns north towards Seeley Street. And the 3 does run express, bypasses Prospect Avenue. And then another interesting line you all might see is the 13, which runs between Kings Plaza and Bloomfield via, Fort Wadsworth, St. George, the St. George Stadium, Rector Street, Randall Manor, and via the local lines, and then another interesting thing is a shuttle running between Kings Plaza and Laurel, and between Kings Plaza and Seagate via the Eastern Rockaways, via with the R train. Passengers can transfer to the R train. They want to go east. Actually, the R train is a pretty long route. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna X out. The R train goes all the way out from Braddock Avenue in Belrose, so it goes pretty far out. The R goes past to Coney Island, Stowell Avenue, makes a curb onto Stillwell, turns right onto 86th Street, continues on 86th Street, then runs north along Interstate 278, then merges with the 4th Avenue line, runs north. This line serves Borough Park, and this one serves Diker Heights and Southern Bensonhurst. So, yes, that all works out. Runs along 4th Avenue, then via via the Western Atlantic Avenue line, the South Ferry Battery Park line, runs local between South Ferry and runs local between 10th Street and South Ferry, then runs express to '59th Street Columbus Circle. And then there's the 1st Avenue line and then a rapid Broadway line. It also made a custom line called the RL, which runs from LaGuardia Airport Terminal D to 110th Street via Randall's Island, which offers faster access to Harlem and the Upper West Side. Well, the northern Upper West Side. At least then I also made another line going crosstown North Riverdale to City Island via Northern Bronx. Another line running in Western Bronx, one running through the middle and then up north, the 6 train. 6 train actually does go to Pelham Bay Park in real life. It just ends, I think, around here. The real Pelham Bay Park stop is served by the M in the outside world, because this is the outside world. Well, anyways, I mean, that's just a little bit of what I've done, and then the Metropolitan Avenue line. And that's pretty much like a lot of what I've done. And then there's another Northern Flatbush Avenue line, and then lines Allen Street line, Center Street line, Financial District Civic Center line, Delancey Street line, Houston Street line. There's a lot of different lines. There's like a Avenue C line, and because all those lines go to Brooklyn, and if they need to like transfer between trains at Cherry Street. Like the Lower East Side has got a lot of lines. I mean, not many stops, but I mean with a lot of options. There are a lot of lines that go through that area, and then like the World Trade Center, Financial District, and then there's another line that goes pretty far out, because the eastern part of Queens doesn't really get served. So I thought I might as well just make a line. This is Francis Lewis Boulevard, the T. In real life, the T only runs in Manhattan.